I'm Anna.
And I'm Ben.
And we're AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we're watching Attack on Titan Season 4, Episode 2. It's taken a while to get here. Let's think about it. 25 episodes of the first season. 12, I think, in the second?
Mm-hmm. It was a short season.
Another 22 in the third season. We've spent so long with these characters, Colt, Gabby, Udo, Falco. We have these,
Sophia. Don't forget Sophia.
Sophia.
My favorite character. We've spent so much time with her. I mean, you remember that episode?
Yeah.
The
stoicism that was put on display. Same with okay, don't get me wrong. P-Boy was, I harked on P-Boy a little too much. But P-Boy's coming around. P-Boy seems to be decked out now with a tank on their back.
I mean, he got some form of upgrade from Backpack Bitch to P-Boy. So, honestly, he's on the come up. He's getting new nicknames. He's getting better nicknames. He's getting better equipment on his
Galliard is a fan favorite.
Yeah, I mean, that Halloween mask, amazing.
Amazing.
He's so ready. He knows it's October when we're watching this.
We've spent 4 long years here. We've handpicked 800 Eldians to get to this point, and it's just really fulfilling to see us finally let it play out. This war we've been waiting for,
This is what we've been waiting for.
I do have a little bit of concern in regards to, I might be speaking for myself, my favorite Titan, the most lovable Titan in the show, Reiner, and I'm worried about him because he made a very selfless sacrifice and team play to sacrifice our Lord in Chief, or to protect our Lord in Chief, our Protector in Chief. Zeke Beak. Zeke Beak!
Okay, yes.
That was sarcasm. That was all sarcasm.
Reiner, I don't think the Reiner being the most lovable one was necessarily sarcasm.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
He's a very huggable man, right?
Armin's a huggable man. Okay, you cannot tell me you feel the same way now about Reiner as you did 2 episodes ago. Because Reiner being in the back of a airship with stubble is a totally different Reiner falling out of the sky being like, goddamn walls, I'm sick of those walls, and then cutting himself and turning into a Titan.
Like Indiana Jones action hero.
It was the coolest thing I've ever seen. It was
epic.
Tom Cruise jumping out of a plane and turning into a bigger Tom Cruise.
He's doing his own stunts.
Yeah.
He does his own stunts.
It was amazing. It was so cool.
I think that was the last episode of Reiner, though. In all honesty, I think with us seeing the warrior candidates
he's done.
And all of them were possibly being the next armored Titan.
Yeah.
And that being discussed, and then we see something happens to Reiner at the end. I think it is it for him. At least he's on his last year or so, I
think it's smart because we unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, had Bert's demise. A little bit bummed we didn't see Reiner with a locket and a picture of him. That would have been cute. But I think it might have been smart to send one of the Titans that we know back with this power, knowing that they have a timer on their life, and introduce a few new characters and as potential candidates, and then pass it off to one of those candidates that we just met.
Especially if those candidates would then be doing this mission over again of going on to Paradis.
Yeah.
We're going to be following whomever gets, I guess, the armored Titan. Would they even send it back if they were... They did say in the last episode, wow, we lost both Berthold and Annie in this mission. And then obviously they got caught up in this war and they had to put Paradis and that kind of mission on the back burner for now. But would they even be willing to attempt it again where they could possibly lose another one of their Titans?
Yeah. I mean, it seems like they might have bought time for a little bit to go back to Paradis because of them winning the war here with another hefty pitch of anti-Titan. What are they called? Anti-Titan shells?
Yes, yes.
That's crazy.
Honestly, if they weren't at the point of other places, other people wanting to fight them, if I was losing too many of my Titans on my side as Marley,
Mm-hmm.
I would be like, we have a lot of Eldians that live with us. So,
Mm.
maybe if we just let the 13 years pass, we might actually get some of the Titans back.
Maybe. I just loved the bit towards the end that was like the Marleyans being like, oh, these heroes of war, what a hard-fought victory for our true Marleyans, out there risking their lives. And meanwhile, we have bombs strapped to chests running towards tanks.
And we have a small child that gets into her undergarments and starts she's a wild one.
I think you and I both are very intrigued by Falco and his memories or his whatever that is. It's
a dream or the whatever happened to him. I guess he was knocked out.
It mirrored Eren in the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, they're mirroring him also by kind of, I believe they're centering the story around him.
Yeah, and we have his brother presumably being Colt, being the Beast Titan successor. We think that they could be the kids of Zeke. Maybe.
Yes.
I want to know Zeke's wife.
If I were the Marleyans, I would definitely keep it within family, like trusted families of Eldians.
When do you think Zeke got the Beast Titan power?
Well, I don't know. I'm actually surprised he was even able to become a Marleyan, like, Titan warrior. With the fact that his parents, with the fact that his parents were traitors.
But turning his own traitor parents in would definitely do him well.
That would probably mean a lot to the Marleyans. But
he was still a kid. I don't know. I would love to see more of Zeke's past, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, like, part of me doesn't want to see it because I don't want to, like, empathize too much.
At this point, I'm too far gone. I want to empathize with absolutely everybody.
Give me backstory and, like, redemption for everyone. Give me a reason to, like, understand them.
Redemption? No characters in the show get redemption. Okay, we can empathize with everybody. Connection. Yeah. We can empathize. We can empathize with everybody. We just can't redeem anyone. That's Attack on Titan. Right?
No redemption. It's like no regrets, but no redemption.
No redemption. Attack on Titan. Just the whole thing.
Everyone's just their own form of messed up.
Yeah. Yeah, other than that, we are watching the Blu-ray version of this anime. We tried to like half-ass compare last episode in between Crunchyroll.
We didn't notice anything. We truly did not notice
I would love to see a comparison after the fact, but at the moment, I am enjoying it.
It's a little different, but I love it.
Yeah, that's true.
So it could be like, what if one of the scenes in the last episode, some specific 5 minutes or specific 3 minutes was different? We don't know what we're looking for, so it's kind of hard to compare.
Very true. Other than that, though, I'm ready. I imagine we're going to be staying around the same kind of, area of the story at the moment.
Okay, so they could either just completely transport us back.
Yeah.
Because we now know it's been 4 years.
Uh-huh.
And just be like, okay, 4 years, this is what's happening here. 4 years, this is what's happening here. Or we just follow these new characters in Marley for a little while.
I don't know.
It seemed like there could be a jumping off point there.
Maybe.
With Reiner's kind of ending there and the warrior candidates and them talking about one of them's going to be the successor and then the Beast Titan successor's there. I could see us just jumping right back into Paradise.
You're right. I could probably see both at this point.
Honestly, yes.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
Sweet. This is nuts.
Flying Titans and Ship Titans.
I'm telling you, Transformers. That's what we need. The Wonder Boy.
通常兵器の開発に力を注ぐ。それまで諸外国が黙っているでしょうか。軍備再編までの時間、マーレがパラディ島を占拠し、という新聞の見出しが必要なのです。
It's a pretty good sell.
They call them terms.
Oh.
4年前の雪辱を果たしたいという。
グリシャ・イエーガーの行いに終止符を打つの
The sick exploits.
Former son.
How do you like the song?
It doesn't really feel like Attack on Titan, and I think that it feels almost like this is a Marley opening. You know, it fits that it feels different.
Yeah.
And even the art is different.
The band who wrote this song were Marley natives. The other songs were written back within the walls.
Not a father and son.
Does no one know? Does he not know?
エルディア人にプライバシーは必要。1年でパラディ島を落とす。1年しか残されていないという話ですよ。島に向かった調査船は一隻も帰って。
Yikes.
それは巨人一体の仕業とは考えにくい。映画を含む巨人が2体以上。島を攻めるには戦艦の支援が必要になる。敵の脅威は巨人だけじゃない。
The Ackermans! Yeah!
Okay. He's alive. Galliard! Galliard has an undercut.
Is Marcel's little brother? Okay. I was like, he doesn't look like Berthold.
Okay.
He ate Ymir.
Yeah.
じゃあお前はあの島で何をしたんだ。誰かに助けられてばかりじゃねえか。こう通してお前を見たが、と頼れる男を気取っていたよ。
This is an interesting dynamic.
まるで兄貴の真似事。
艦砲射撃を食らった人はいじめちゃダメだよ。
なぜ呼ぶな。大丈夫。
戻るのは2ヶ月ぶりだから二足歩行を忘れてしまうよ。ガビたちに顔を見せてあげ。
P-Boy's a girl with one leg?
I don't want to like P-Boy.
Pooh Boy.
戦場じゃいつも一緒だったろ。
しばらくは休めるだろう。エルディア人はどうなるんだろうな。分かってる。くそくそ。ほらウゴ、このに当たるな。もう
歩いていいの？
What a dynamic that I did not
Do you hear
expect.
the music too?
普通です。
I'm not surprised he was kind to them.
私たちレベリオの本部に帰れるんだって。
寝てた方がいいんじゃないですか。
Mr. Braun.
だって母と隊長が。
でも私。
待って。店はまだお前らには早い。
Is that, did you see the long-haired guy? Is that the same guy that we saw at the end of the first episode?
ガビは800の投資に変わり。
怒ると結
なぜそんなことをした？君らにはわかるか？あれのために命を張ったか？ために他ならない。
今宵だけだ。
Me.
またみ。ガビのやつもすぐ調子に乗るから。条件を獲得するのはガビになりそうだ。このまま鎧を継承すればガビの寿命は27歳。日の的にならなければですが。9つの巨人を継承する名誉を冒涜したのか。お前はコルトや親族と共に巨人兵器に加えられる。身の力解放するべくマーレに捧げます。継承する名誉を何と心得る。栄誉と誇りを授かり存分に示す権利が得られることと存じます。を継承したいのか。鎧の巨人を継承するのは俺です。この真っ暗な俺たちの未来から。
Does he want someone that has doubts
I
to
don't
inherit,
know.
that isn't just so charge ahead to inherit it? So ready to die, as we've heard be said about Eren.
昨日はまんまと担がれたんだってな。
実際大活躍だったんだもん。
ブラウン副長。
Vice Chief.
副長が俺したいんだとしたら。
He's a rather conflicted person.
いいのか。
I always want to trust him.
Man, parallel this with the scouts coming home. Oh my god.
明日からまた訓練なので。
何張り切ってんの？あんま無理しちゃダメだよ。父さん。
Of course P-Boy has a sick dad.
バ
ってゆっくりなさい。
母さん。負傷兵ですか？
ああ、邪魔すんなよ、デコが決まったエルディア人だ。
Emotional
そ
trauma.
の国でも。
長いことで弾とか爆弾が降ってくるからな。
That's fucking awesome, dude. That's really cool.
あなたは腕章が逆だ。大丈夫ですよ。戦わなくていいんですから。
So her parents are friends with Reiner's parents? Why do I find the Marley Eldians kind of creepy looking?
What an interesting shot.
ガビは戦士になれそうなのかい？
決定的だと思う。
それはよく戦士を授かるなんて。
They're related.
悪魔どもさえ消えてくれれば。
島の悪魔から逃げるのがやっとだった。
ダメだよお父さん。悪魔たちの住む島に機密情報じゃなくたって言えないよ。
我が追いよ。
Nephew.
俺はあの島で軍隊に戦。
You can see, like, the shadows of the rain.
突然芋を食い出して。
Savage.
様子もない答えだ。から盗んだと。
What a horror story.
Why is this his example of them being devils?
半分譲ると。到底満たないものだった。奴らに譲り合う精神などない。本当にどうしようもない奴。
This is amazing. I'm so happy.
考えてね不真面目な奴に何があってもついていく奴ら。そこに俺たちもいた。まさに地獄だった。少し話しすぎた。忘れてく。
悪い奴らでしょ。
にいるのは世界を地獄にした悪魔だ。進撃してくるかわからない。遠慮なエルディア人でなくてはならない。
Wow.
制裁を与えなくてはならない。私たちを見捨てた奴らに。
Oh.
おばさんすごく心配してたよ。一人だけ帰ってきて別人み。
さぞか心配させる。
Jesus.
Was it a
おはようござい
suicide?
ます。戦士長の部屋に集合なんて。
たまにはいいだろう。はあ。
Reiner's the only one here that truly knows what the people are like there.
先の戦いで通常兵器が巨人より明確に知れ渡った。より生存権を脅かされる立場になる。民族滅亡の危機だ。資源をマーレに収めること。世界に知らしめなければならない。手が必要だ。それをタイバー県。
ついな巨人を管理するタイバー家。
Warhammer
確か
Titan.
にタイバーと敵国に向けたことがない。何より巨人対顔が利く。
What?
耳を傾けざるを得ないでしょう。
その通りだよ。
しかし、
わかるが、タイバー家も祖国マーレを憂い。
Can I please assume that this Titan has a hammer?
が救われるならありがたいことです。して、英雄国マーレ復活の意志。このレベリオで祭事が行われる。国の要人や記者を招いて、タイバー家は宣言を行う。パラディ島を制圧すると。エルディア祖国マーレの未来のために今一ガリアードは多少決定するやつだ。
密室でこの内容なら問題ないだろう。
なければな。部屋にはいないか。あの島へ。
Oh my god, that was tense. Okay, that was Attack on Titan Season 4, Episode 2. I think that we're already here. I think that Eren and Jean at least are already on Marley, and they are there to sabotage something or kill people. That was so hard to keep in.
You think Eren
And
and
Jean.
Jean are together in
At
Marley?
least. At least. Can I show you why?
Do you mean the rooftop clip? Is that what you're talking about?
It may be one of many. I haven't looked at that
'cause
one
that
yet.
was the
That I
only
need to go
clip
back
that,
to.
like, stood
But
out to
can I
me
show
as
you the two
weird.
things that I have?
Okay, yes.
Or the three things that I have. Initially, my whole spiel here was going to be to convince you that Eren was on the island. And one of the pieces of evidence to point to Eren on the island and substantiate that has made me realize that it's probably Jean and not Eren the first time I saw it, which is the ending of last episode and somebody reading a newspaper. I thought this might have been Eren. 4 years have passed. The hair in the back kind of looks brown, and the facial structure,
The structure
I
is...
think could be, if I'm looking to place it on somebody who I already know, I think Jean.
I mean, if I was gonna pick someone to entrust with a mission like infiltrating and not like causing a scene, but being able to infiltrate and kind of disappear and, follow a plan, Jean would probably be the one that I would choose. Aaron, he's too much of a wild card.
It's
He
been
could
4
have
years,
outbursts.
bro. It's been 4 years, and this person who has...
That's not peak, right? Is that peak?
I don't think it's
No,
peak.
her hair is curly-ish,
And
like wavy.
it's to shoulder length, matches the one-legged soldier who has PTSD in the line who had their armband on backwards.
Their armband was on backwards.
And
Who would that be, though?
Aaron.
You think Aaron has stubble, too?
Mate, it's been 4 years.
I know.
Aaron was growing out his hair in
That's
episode
true.
22, and I can't think of anybody else who would fit the description.
Is that, Aaron? I mean, it looks kind of like it would be... I mean, if it kind of resembles Grisha, that could fit with it being Aaron.
I don't know, from the hair color, I don't know who else it could be. I thought that the tone was weird. It was a bunch of little things adding together. I remembered the ending of last episode. The weird shot of the family dinner in between Reiner and Gabby made me think that somebody was spying on them through a window before the lightning thing even happened. And this happened before then.
Well, I mean, the spying could definitely be the Marlians.
That's true, but I'm just gonna have fun for a little bit longer. I don't know why Aaron would have lost his leg. Maybe he didn't. Maybe it's some magic trick. Maybe it's somebody else.
Aaron could easily portray himself as an injured soldier by them cutting off his leg.
He
and
just
him
chooses not to
choosing when
heal it yet. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
Okay.
my god, that'd be fucking metal.
I'm with you. I don't
You're not fully
believe
there.
it,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
understanding your point.
Again, it was only enough to make somewhat of a really loose theory. That being said, I have two more things to look at. One being the lightning, and then the other talking about some incident that happened that looked like the same courtyard of where the person with one leg happened, right?
Oh, someone killed themselves or something like that, or got beat up. It's Reiner on the roof. Yes? Yeah, Reiner on the roof.
Okay, yeah. It kind of looked like Irwin to me. But no.
Well, it happens. So we're still on it. We paused.
Yeah.
But when it happened, it was so quick.
Yeah.
He jumps out the window.
He probably was meeting with
He's
Zeke.
Does... a secret meeting?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know how
Well,
to go
they're the
back a
only
frame on
two
this
that I know anything, really, about the island and the people on it.
Since we changed to Crunchyroll, I don't know how to go frame by frame, which is a little bit of a bummer. But so I'm gonna try one more time. If not, we can move on to the next thing. Probably Reiner. Open window, right? I don't know.
Yeah, he's really fallen out of it.
Yeah, I don't know if I feel confident enough to say it's anybody else like the other two times, but.
Or is that a soldier jumping out of a window and committing suicide?
That maybe.
Because it kind of resembled the one that was first in line that
Yeah.
Falco goes to. I think it was
Maybe he was
blonde
pushed
guy.
out of a window.
Pushed out of a window.
If that is the gang here, Jean and Aaron, they're doing some shit, bro. Okay, let's see. This is my last thing I have to go off of, is when they were walking past the place. Her 12-year-old son came back a grown man. You can't really blame her.
I can't imagine sending my 12-year-old kid off to be
Dude,
a
I want to
warrior.
touch on that
I
later
guess.
too, because I have so many questions. Okay, here we go. I heard it was a soldier. That's awful. Oh yeah, so I think somebody jumped out the window or got pushed out the window. I'm going with pushed. I think it
going
was
with jumped.
Jean or Aaron. I think they're here.
Okay, well, I'm going with the reality of war and PTSD. And
why else would they show us weird shots of people? We had a weird shot.
Because they're trying to show us the gravity of the situation. They all just returned home from war, and look, here's these Marleyan warriors, these Eldians having dinner with their families, but there were also soldiers that came back severely wounded mentally and physically.
Make that same argument to me regarding the newspaper scene that ended last episode, coupled with the ending of the scene of Reiner and the squad on the docks when somebody is looking at them on a balcony. Like, because they have and continue to do a good job of reminding me of the weird energy of war that they're translating very well. To do that, they don't necessarily need a long-haired man or individual looking at them from like a rooftop here. Like this is not needed, but to make me wonder who is out of focus. Right? Like, narratively.
Well, I mean, why else would they show a shot of a person watching Reiner and the children unless...
Not just any children.
The children.
Yeah.
The warrior candidates.
And focusing in on an individual very heavily at the end of last episode.
Okay. You know, nothing that you've said sounds like crazy. So it could be true. I don't believe it myself, but I understand everything that you're... Everything that you have plated up and served to me, I understand.
All right, well, since I just got to be happy for a little bit, I guess I can turn that upside down and tell you how I've never been so conflicted in my life. Like, 2 moments, equally significant. The day I found out I was adopted and who my biological family is... And then the day I found out that P-Boy is a girl with one leg and has a sick dad and is so sweet.
You feel bad for shitting on P-Boy so much?
I don't know. I don't have enough to go off.
We don't know enough.
I don't know what was in that
We don't
case.
know what she's really like. You know, we don't know. We don't know. You know, and yes, horrible nicknames were said, and shots were fired, and we had a lot of aggression toward her.
I really hope that they end up being like a really mean character, because they
gave Colt that alcohol so that Colt might get in trouble.
In my mind, I was like, yeah, some short, ugly dude.
I was expecting like a short, kind of chubby, bowl cut
dude who is doing the bidding work of Zeke.
Maybe in his, 50s. That's what I was expecting.
Yeah. Or, somebody who resonated the energy of one of the bullies who used to bully Aaron or something, or Armin. But no, that's... Whatever. I'm done talking about it. P-boy. Okay. Do you have anything you want to say before we just, start going through the episode?
Everything that I probably would say kind of goes along with things in the episode, so I don't have any outstanding we need to skip right to this moment.
Yeah.
I have stuff to say.
Cool. Okay.
But we can.
I guess my first thing I'll say that's started very early on in the episode was the notion that humanity has passed Titans.
Mm-hmm. Which we heard
happened.
at the very end of the first episode of the season. That the era of the Titans, the time of the Titans is coming to an end. And maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, I wonder if it ever happened to is there any point that you get rid of the Eldians? If you are being outgunned and outclassed in war, and you are the holder of all of the Titans, not just what Marley has. Say Marley did take Paradis and they held all the Titans and the founding Titan, but we're still losing. Would you let the enemy have it? Or would you kill all the Eldians so no one has it?
I don't know. I feel like without success and progress for the Marleyan kind of military with the Eldians and the Titans, if they ever lose kind of the need for the Titans, then I would say that the Eldians are totally screwed as people.
I don't know what's going on with me, but today my brain is working really creatively and side story potential. Get this. We get to that point. All of us, not us, sorry. everybody in Marley.
We're not in there.
We're not in there yet. Maybe we are.
Maybe
Who knows?
we are.
But
Who knows?
everybody in Marley, we're on the back foot, right? We're about to lose the war. We have all the power we ever need. We have some stubborn leader who's like, nah, screw it. If I can't have it, no one can. Kills every single Eldian, everyone, except the ones with the powers. And then one by one, starts killing them off. And then you see all of them dead in like a circle or something, the 9. And then on a ship or in another land, there's secretly another Eldian being born. Just one left. But since there's only one left, that one inherits the power of all 9 of the previous, because they could only find one living Eldian person left.
I think it's safe to say that some Eldians would have possibly gone other places or fled to other places than just the island and or stayed in Marley. It's not totally crazy to think like maybe like
the only way they'd be
kind of escaped.
They would have to escape.
Like it'd be crazy to think that they had a lockdown on that many people.
Yeah.
And one couldn't have just slipped through their fingers and gone somewhere else. Where are the Tibers?
The Tibers
They're
or whatever?
Eldians technically, but it doesn't seem like they live in anywhere around here. And they said that Warhammer was somewhere else, like not in Marley.
I thought they have Warhammer.
Yes, but I thought the characters said that they sent Warhammer somewhere.
I am unsure. Once we get there for the dialogue, I'll be able to see it again. But I'm very interested to learn more about the Tibers as well, because that's a huge thing.
Like, how did they come to be able to live in a mansion and not within this Liberio district?
Liberio, yeah. When did we hear about the ships?
Which ships?
The scouts that these people sent. I thought it was this.
It was definitely the original commander man that was talking. And he said that they sent, I believe, 32 ships or something like that, and all of them were sunk.
Was that in the beginning section?
I think it was in the beginning. But I also could be, because I feel like he looked out at the water. You know, aren't you going to talk about ships when you look out at the water?
Yeah, maybe. It is a pretty good time to talk about ships.
Did you need to see what was like a direct quote or something?
For the time being, unrivaled land battles, aircraft. So like it.
Is it once Zeke brought up the proposition of going back?
I think so, because FMA General Zeke Wonder Boy, we should resume it. Need to develop better weapons. Our military needs time, but for that, the newspaper must read. The words of Marley occupies paradise and wields the power of all titans, which is an absolutely phenomenal line and would be a great headline. You have one term left.
But I'd hate it.
And Colt won't be able to inherit the full power of the Beast Titan because he is not royal family, right?
Yes, but obviously Zeke knows he's royal but has been keeping this a secret.
Yeah, but then it's like last year, redeem yourself, and then it goes right into the intro.
Okay, then I don't know where the ships were.
Because that's where I thought they were, too.
Is it once the
commander comes
Magus?
out? Yes. So, considering 32 ships were sunk, I can't imagine a single Titan was responsible. At least 2 Titans, including Eren Yeager, must have blocked their escape. See, when he says 32 ships were sunk, does that mean he knows they were sunk, or does that mean they're missing?
Yeah, how do we have the reconnaissance to know that the ships were sunk and not, that the scouts were killed by Titans? Or is that because someone got away on a little rowboat? That's
what I'm asking, because if they just presume them to all be done for, then it could easily be probable for Jean and Eren to board a enemy ship and go into enemy territories.
I mean,
using one of their ships.
Can you just imagine, like, they have Armin, like colossal Titan form, and he's throwing rocks, signature, throwing rocks at the ships, and on the rocks are Jean and Eren, and he throws the rock, sinks the ships. They get into a little rowboat as the rowboat's trying to get all the people that are still alive that are, falling off the ships. Boom. That's how they get in.
That's horrifying, but not unlikely.
We have now figured it out.
We have figured it out. Confirmed. Okay, going on. Unless you have something in between the next thing I'm gonna say, which was Marcel has a brother.
Oh, yes. And Marcel's brother thinks that... Okay, so this is an interesting... This is what I took away from this conversation. Marcel's brother, Galliard, hints at Reiner playing Marcel's personality.
Yeah.
And that fits so much with this, warrior soldier, even more for, Reiner's character and the complexity of it, that he was maybe even putting on. The warrior act he plays is Marcel. The soldier act is really truly him.
And when do you see it start breaking? The realization that Ymir is the one who ate Marcel. I thought the same thing, and while it was happening, I was like, oh my god. I wrote down just Reiner. I was like, his character has gone through so many levels, and even right here, they are giving us information that adds on to how well written of a character he was in regards to emotion and stress, and oh my god.
That's why they haven't killed him. That's why he was allowed to go back to the writer. That's why Reiner was allowed to continue to exist for this 4 years in the future, because yes, Berthold loved him. Reiner had love and attention to the writing of his personality, how he feels, his character, his dialogue, everything about him is so specific and given so much nurturing and love and creativity in terms of how he thinks and how he works. I'm glad that he was the one to survive.
I don't think you could argue that Reiner isn't a main character in the series. I think he is like a top 3 main character, top 5 main character in the entire series. Not
He's
just
definitely up there.
Not about even if I like them or not, significance, whatever. Just in prominence and focus within the story of Attack on Titan.
Okay, yeah, how much time and love has been given to that character. He's definitely up there in terms of time and attention.
Stands out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
This just adds so much more to me, that this one little line from Marcel's little brother. Gosh. And I also hate that we got the confirmation that we knew was true, but didn't want to truly talk about, that Ymir has been eaten. Ymir obviously had time, It's clear that as soon as Ymir got back with Reiner 4 years ago is when they did this, because they were about to fight a war. They were going to immediately use her power and take it back. And I hate that, because obviously Ymir would have had 5 years left.
Mm-hmm. Think about God, I wonder if that's a video. How Attack on Titan would have changed if Ymir stayed.
If Ymir had stayed,
that's
Ymir
another
saw
Titan we have.
Her but here's a question. Has Ymir done any good for Historia by leaving? Now at this point, if we look back, she chose to do this for herself, and I'm like, but what does she gain from this? She just returns back to the people who threw her off a wall and turned her into a Titan to begin with, and treated her like poop. Was she just hoping that someone that would get her memories? Her memories comes with her love for Historia. Yeah. That means Galliard has Ymir's feelings. He can see her memories, and he can see that the people within the walls are not devils. Mm-hmm. He can see that they are lovable, and he can see their true nature, and that they are like everyone else, and they're hard to hate. And that's going to be complex for him if he also goes to Paradis.
Yeah.
Because remember what Kruger? It's Cougar, but
yeah, Kruger.
Remember what he said to Grisha? Love someone within the walls.
That's true.
Galliard has the memories of someone that loved someone in the walls.
That's very, very, very true. That could definitely play a role later on. He gets there and actually sees these people firsthand.
It's going to be a different experience for him. And it's his experience of if he goes to Paradis is going to be so wholly his own. Like, Peak obviously has the same experience as Zeke. And then Reiner has his own experience. But Galliard's experience is going to be in the middle of those two. You know? It's
Galliard
in this gray area that I don't know what's going to happen.
ate her brother. Or ate the girl who ate his brother.
And he was probably proud to do it before it happened. And yes, he might still feel like that was right, you know? But once he gets there to Paradis, once you see the things that you've once seen in the memories that you've now gained.
Once you see the potatoes being eaten.
If he ever comes face to face with Historia.
Oh my god. That'd be something. I don't know. I think it would be a really interesting discussion on whether Ymir did a net positive or negative and who for. I don't think we have the information to have a discussion yet. I think the piece of work would have to be done. And we know the result to be able to really go into that. But I do think it's an interesting point that I'd love to touch on in the future.
The only positive I can think of at the moment is the one that I've given.
Yeah.
Is that Galliard having access to that might end up helping our people, you know, Eren and Mikasa and Historia.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know because I can't 100% say that the Eldians are bad. You know what I mean?
Well, no one is. Well, some people are bad, but the Eldians as a people, these current people who exist who are alive are not the same ones that killed people and pillaged and you know.
And one doesn't represent the whole.
Right.
So it's hard to say whether if Ymir did a net good or bad if I don't think either she might have done nothing, and I would maybe even say that doing nothing might be a good thing. That's a big
She was kind of just letting the sea take her in
a
way. She was like, I'm going to not. So weird. I want to truly understand more about this decision that she's made because it's gotten weirder.
Do you think that we're definitely, whether it's on the channel or not, gonna watch this series again? Do you think on a rewatch it would hit way different to see Ymir's perspective on everything and her moments?
And her reason for leaving at the very end.
Or at least try to hit, you know
what? She didn't choose necessarily to go with them in the end. I believe the line Historia says is that she chose to go to Berthold and Reiner. And I think maybe that's it. Is Berthold and Reiner were the only ones that truly understood her because they were from the same place. They were with Eldians. They were under Marley control, and they all had a Titan inside of them. Maybe she just, in the end of the day, chose where she felt she belonged.
There was a quote in episode 12, season 2, quote, "the hell that's to come." And I was like, because that was the same time period, right? I don't know I don't have who it was said by. I would guess between
maybe
Ymir
Yuri?
and Bert.
Oh, I said maybe Yuri, but
no, this happens when Hans died.
Oh, okay.
So I wonder if that played into Ymir's decision because for a while now we've been saying that Marley might have another reason of doing this. Obviously, we've learned through heavy exposure that their reason for doing this is to protect themselves from military advance, but that doesn't dissolve all the information and potential motive that we learned last season and the previous seasons as well. Because episode 11 is season 12. I'm 90% sure it was Bert, but he had that really weird line of "someone find us." Remember? When he was crying to Armin? And I wonder if by saying someone find us, he meant like someone find us as like a race, like the Eldians, like rescue them. Or, because like, I don't know.
Why do I feel like that line, I feel like we may have heard that line was a mistranslation. Specifically that line. I could be wrong, but for some reason that's like what popped into my head when you read it. Because I remember us focusing a lot on that line.
Yeah. I don't know. It's been a while.
It has been a while. So, okay. So I don't really... It's hard to... We can't hate the Eldians that are within Marley too much. But I will say... Okay, I said it during it. I don't know if you feel the same way, but do you feel like they're creepier looking?
I don't
At least when we met all the families.
Well, I think
the families looked really creepy to me.
I think maybe a little bit, but I think
unhinged, which is how I felt about Grisha's father when we first saw like Grisha's father in the end of last season.
Yeah.
This kind of like brainwashy kind of creepy look on them.
It's like a dead inside.
Yeah, and that's how like the families looked.
Yeah.
They all look like they're, and it fits into something I wrote. I wrote that the only way that the Eldians could continue to be within Marley and be Marley's pawns, the only way that they feel like they can continue to be safe or feel like good people is to constantly put forth this hatred toward their own race, but others, their own race somewhere else, and bury the fact that they are connected to them at all.
Yeah.
And they have to think all of these hateful thoughts. They abandoned us. They are devils. They are horrible, evil people. But how do people that are the same as you, literally, in you identify as Eldians, they are Eldians. You are doing a lot of mental jumping jacks by being like, no one over there could possibly be different than a devil. And when Reiner says there are a lot of different people, they are doing so many mental jumping jacks by saying this whole group of people there, all devils, all horrible. Oh my god, I would never want to see them. I bet it's truly scary in hell over there.
You think they believe it?
No, I think that the look on their faces is because they're putting it forth.
I think, yeah.
I mean, like, maybe they're forcing themselves to believe it, but that's why they look so freaking dead inside.
Well, I think it's just trauma. Like, you see...
It's brainwashing.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you were constantly told to think something over a long course of time, and you realized that it was safer for you to think that way and to constantly be saying it out loud, isn't that brainwashing?
It depends on what you mean by brainwashing. Like, how ingrained in it is them in your point of view? Like, when you say brainwashed, do you mean like they have been... I am thinking they have been like Pavlovian trained to say and think this way. I think that could be considered brainwashing as well, but that's how I mean it.
I take most of them as Falco. Falco spoke up to Reiner, and I think that all of them are basically the same situation Falco's in, where he realizes that it's just safer. We see through him that it's just purely safer to hate on the Eldians in paradise all the time and just call them devils. It's safer for your family, because Reiner even says, like, we could kill your whole family.
Yeah.
They are constantly living under the threat of ever doubting what the Marleyans are telling them about their own race.
Yeah.
So, I
think we might be saying the same thing in a way, because I think both of us believe that Reiner saying what he said is not what they want to hear for multiple reasons.
That's why they're so upset.
Yes.
It's not an upset of how dare you say that's not true. It's because they all freaking are hoping that's not true.
They don't want... The second that you put anything into the physical world that could breed doubt, you fucked up. Like, if you've you've already fucked up if you've gone down a different route.
But you're
you know?
also saying something that could make the family truly identify and realize that they might be being bad people right now.
Well, yeah.
And they've been telling themselves that they're good people.
Especially when there's children
good
around
Eldians.
too. And not just children, but children who are supposed to be the ones taking over the reins to keep your whole family alive by sticking to this narrative that has been given to you.
And no wonder they would tell Gabby afterwards, like, oh, Reiner is just hasn't been the same. He's just really messed up. To hope that she doesn't take this to heart, where she asks him, wait, well, so they're not all bad people?
Look at it more literally too. Like, she literally hears Reiner say this, closes a window in hopes that nobody's gonna hear it, looks at Gabby and herself in a reflection, and then affirms Gabby and her idea that they are all evil and that she shouldn't doubt it. You know, it's weird. I had a thought. I want to preface it by saying that, like, I am leaning into the joking side of this when saying it and not being too serious. Whose awesome idea was it to send 4 Titan powers to another island with kids?
Why did they choose kids?
Well,
like,
there are probably many a reason, but I think I could defend my own point that I'm making very well, I think. But, like, you need people back at home to defend your place. You can't have Zeke babysitting people, you know? But I think it's an interesting thought, or just image of the reality that we now know of 4 kids being shipped off, thrown over a wall with these powers, and it's like, all right, go get it.
I think it also shows how much they underestimated the people within the walls and the king within the walls.
Who?
The Marleyans. By choosing to... Because they could have lost all of these powers, and if these characters had either been eaten or been, like, died after 13 years, they would have lost all of these powers.
Well,
they didn't send Zeke as a babysitter at first. They sent him after to basically collect them.
And I think you answered my question, like, the Marleyans, and I think that's true. I think that Zeke probably lobbied for them to send all of them, send Zeke too, but the Marleyans were like, nah, not like too big of a deal. We'll keep some people here just in case. That'd be nice if that works out, whatever. You know, and then, oh, Zeke, go clean up your mess, get our powers back. Like,
honestly,
I don't think it was Zeke's plan.
Like, who proposed this? Who stood in front of a council of people and said, you know what, guys? We have like 4 12-year-olds over there, and they all just ate someone. I think we should send them to a place they've never been.
Want to know what's interesting, though? Would the plan have worked if not for the Attack Titan? We know that the king didn't want to fight, or at least had the illusion of pacifism that was blocked behind the threat of a marching Titan army, which I'm saying and have said I think would happen and could happen. But I do wonder if the Attack Titan wasn't involved, then would they have been successful?
Yes.
You think?
I believe that, honestly, I could have just seen, like, Frida just stand in front of them like this and be like, no war, just peace, and then one of them just take her.
Why? We have, like, the very matter-of-fact answer to why Grisha beat Frida, of Frida not being well-trained. If Frida wanted to control or use that power to control Titans around her, or turn Eldians into Titans around her there to help protect her there and protect the Founding Titan power there, why didn't she? Was there a reason? Or could she not? Or was it somewhat intentional? Or, like, she didn't?
Well, I mean, why would she, if she's under this kind of control to not fight, why would she fight
to
back, really?
Be able to continue to have control and ownership of the Founding Titan within your bloodline? Like, if it was that, so it must have been pick or choose from the king, use violence and continue having the power of the Founding Titan, or don't use all your violence, only use some of it, and try to fight Grisha one-on-one, and then lose, and then you don't have it anymore.
Also, I feel like Frida's Titan, the Founding Titan, though we call it the strongest or whatever, I think that's more in terms of like what power it can possess.
I agree.
But I don't think it physically would be able to beat the Attack Titan. I think even if Frida was better trained, an Attack Titan sounds like really...
Don't you think
like
Frida would have had the powers to like control other Titans?
Yeah, so I guess why didn't she turn her family? Because they were the only ones there. She would have had to turn her parents and her little siblings.
If it's for the greater good and that look in her eyes seemed like it wasn't her making decisions, then I wouldn't have been surprised if that happened.
Then was the whole plan all along
to give Grisha the power?
To give Grisha the power. Because that was the only path that could possibly breed any maybe good result that the king would like.
Not only... Okay, let's go down that road, right? Route and road. Let's go down that route. If that's the case, then if that's Frida, right, or whoever's controlling Frida there, and they do want Grisha to take the power, they don't want him to know they gave him the power. Mm-hmm. That could loop back to our thought of influencing history and influencing whoever has the power in the past in the form of Kruger, because that would be it could potentially be a conscious direct choice that Frida would have made in that moment to act like they're putting up a fight or put up a fight just to lose so that Grisha thinks that they actually won with the power.
I mean, it could be that, but it could also be if he's able to beat me, then it's okay. Yeah. And I concede.
Interesting.
But I guess it's also safe to say that if everything's connected, then and everything is connected in a full circle, then are the people that get chosen to become these Titans, is it even really like free will? Like, is there even is it always just fated that it's going to work out that way?
It's an interesting question, because it could have been fated at one point until someone was nefarious and messed with it. Or before someone was nefarious and messed with it, someone before them could have been as well, but their nefarious intent was lost to time. It's an impossible question to answer, but I do think that it's one that's interesting. That of if it is predetermined in a sense. Mm-hmm. I think I do. It's the Founding Titan. Like, we've heard of all these other crazy-ass Titans. We're meeting somebody potentially named the Warhammer Titan. The Founding Titan had a pretty big power that lost to the Attack Titan. I don't know.
I mean, the brain of the operation isn't always, like, it needs defense. You know, remember when the king, we heard that it needs a sword and a shield, the like Ackerman family.
That's true.
The Founding Titan is probably more of a spiritual being, more of a brain on top of the operation, you know? Something to lead the people or give comfort to the people or control the people.
Yeah. True.
True.
But Eren used it to throw Titans at people.
Because he's making his own path.
True. He
is forging ahead in his own way to freedom, and that just reminded me of something I wrote down. So during the episode, I started thinking about how like Annie and a few other characters have identified Eren, even from mainly when he was younger. Probably they'd still say something similar now, but that he's so ready to die.
When did we bring it up here?
I brought it up in terms of Gabby at the very beginning, like when she's at the docks with the other warrior candidates, that she's just so gung-ho, and I think that one of the reasons that Reiner might not want her to be the one that inherits it, other than being family, I think that attitude she'd have, that so ready to die, so gung-ho, could totally, like, I'd be worried about her if I was a family member of her. Because I'd be like, that could get you killed.
Yeah.
if you're just so excited to get this power and be able to go over there and smash some devils, like, okay, cool, but she seems like she just kind of comes up with these wily ideas and then hopes that they work. And like, that's great. She's creative. She has a lot of energy, but it just reminds me of how other characters have identified Eren in that same way of like so ready to die.
I think that's interesting. I definitely think I want to see Gabby with the Titan's power. With a Titan's power.
We can clearly tell that Falco doesn't want it because he wants to marry Gabby or is in love with Gabby or doesn't want Gabby to die by age 27.
Is that was that something that you were considering being a possibility, like a romantic?
Well, duh, that's why Reiner uses it against Falco.
That makes sense.
You don't want Gabby to have to die, right?
That's true.
Also,
God.
He gets kind of blushy around her. It's very clear.
Yeah.
He's very attentive to Gabby.
Reiner seeing him and his friends and those kids, like, hit me like a brick, dude.
Marcel and Galliard are, like, picture the same.
Yeah.
Basically. Because I thought that was Galliard in that, like, flash of, like, Reiner seeing all of them as kids.
Yeah.
Because they look so similar, and then I remembered. Marcel had the same haircut.
Well, how awesome was it that the instance Reiner was quoting was fucking Sasha? How
we were like,
amazing is that? That's so good.
Why is Sasha's potato antics your example to your entire family of how these people are evil and devils? Like,
I am so happy about that.
It fits so well with the Reiner that I believe to be the true Reiner. That is not what I'm thinking is the Marcel act.
Yeah.
And it's just so, he was like, it's so inconsiderate. I'm like, oh my God. Them being inconsiderate is what you'll die to example to your family.
Yeah.
Of why these people are
Amazing.
evil. Like,
amazing.
I can just imagine like their like faces. Like, we didn't get to see their reactions to him starting this potato story.
Yeah.
But I can only imagine that they were like, oh yeah. Wait, what?
No, I think that they were the opposite. I think that they, like, come from a whole society that's so, like...
Make sure you share your potatoes.
To, like, the ounce that, like, everybody there was like, what a devil! Like,
what if they were like, what's a potato?
There's a globe.
There's a globe.
Yeah, I like that. That means there's a world. And if there's a world, that means it doesn't look exactly like Earth, but it looks like it is kind of like Earth, and that's interesting.
I mean, it could be.
Um,
okay. Seriously, like, a lot of the art stuff and, like, way things are drawn, especially what I'm noticing with obviously coming to Marley, so creepy. This photograph that we're looking at of the Tibber family is just so creepy. They all look gaunt and dead inside.
I do think there were some times this episode I noticed that the animation studio had changed, and it wasn't in a bad way. It's just how they pick and choose how to draw movement and characters and walking and facial expressions. But I definitely noticed a little bit of a change. But this photograph does look very terrifying.
Yeah, it looks haunted.
Do we get another close-up of it?
No, I don't think we get to see it close up.
Two
it's
old
a bunch
people.
Of creepy kids.
4 young people. One
husband and a wife, I think, and their
and then
kids,
a grandmother or
and
a
then
nanny?
the grandma and grandpa. Okay.
The family holding the Warhammer Titan. It's said that the Tibers have never sent the Warhammer Titan to enemy soil. They're influential abroad for driving away King Fritz. Dude, that's so crazy. The
so
world
they're
will
the
listen to
ones
them.
that drove away King Fritz originally, apparently.
They've been living the life in their huge... do you think that... no, that's
Why
stupid.
are they allowed to live in that fake comfort? I believe it's fake. I doubt that they're treated on the same level as Marleyan citizens. You know?
I think it's a really good question. It might have been the first person who... the first defector. Like, the first person who decided to leave the side of the initial 9 Titans.
Marley would use it as a great example, you know,
Yeah.
historically. Like, look, Eldians, this person that is one of you decided to stand with us against King Fritz. he's a good person. Like, that would be a great example for them to use to kind of further push Eldians to fight with Marley and agree that the Eldians on Paradis are bad.
My stupid thought before I realized how stupid I am was that Annie was a Tiber. And I'm like, because I keep thinking, man, I don't think it's the case at all, but I keep thinking, how is Annie going to come back into the story, man? Like,
Annie has to, like, they can't just end this story and not tell us at least, like, that maybe Annie's Titan never exists again because she never comes out of the shell and therefore is never reborn into another person. Like, they have to give us something by the end, or I will just be like, what happened to Annie?
Yeah. I'm like, I need more about Annie and her dad. Too much happened in the season finale of season 1 to not tell me more. Was the hiding of the powers that you were saying in this conversation?
The hiding of the powers?
Yeah, you said that they had the Warhammer Titan, but they were keeping it somewhere.
Oh, I think I said that I thought that they had sent Warhammer somewhere else. But it appears that they were just talking about how the family itself is influential abroad.
Gotcha.
And not in Marley.
And not keeping it somewhere abroad.
But it's never been to enemy soil, and we've never met the Warhammer Titan.
Yeah, and he or she might be present at the VIP festival, which is cool. I like festivals.
You know, like, we thought the Beast Titan must be like what they were treating as like the tippy top, but it seems like the Warhammer Titan is treated with like the utmost kind of respect, and I guess it's only passed down within that family.
You tell me that a female Titan exists, it's a female Titan. I will revolt if the Warhammer Titan does not have a Warhammer. If I will be either the happiest or saddest boy when we see the Warhammer Titan. Will it have wings and a hammer? Will it be a submarine and a hammer?
So big that they are like hammers. Like, is it
no,
a literal hammer,
I want a real hammer.
I mean, I would like a real hammer too.
We saw a backpack made for P-Boy.
Peak.
Yeah, but we didn't see a hammer yet.
No. He's hiding his hammer.
I love weapons. So cool.
That's all you've wanted is for Titans to have
all
weapons.
I've wanted. Well, they keep hinting it a little bit, right?
No.
We have this big invention coming up, Thunder Spears. I guess they're big. Yeah, they are, but I wanted like a big Thunder Spear.
A big hammer-sized Thunder Spear.
Yeah.
So what do you think Zeke meant? The message he obviously sent to Reiner. I don't know if he sent it to everyone, but verbally Reiner picked up on it. Not here, not in this room.
Different intentions, which I doubt. More detailed planning in regards to their plan. Maybe they're going to take over more ammunition that they'd need. Maybe they,
Well, why would he have a secret plan about it with Reiner?
Because I think that that Zeke plans on taking more than or using more power than the Marleyans would give them. That's what I think for this mission. Or they know Aaron and John are there and they're trying to like already prepare.
I just feel weird about Zeke's character in general. He's a perplexing character. And I don't know if that comes from the fact that I feel like I would never sell my parents out for anything or what, but I wrote down just quickly at the very end of watching this that, like, I don't think that Zeke seemed to have hatred toward Aaron when they met face to face, and I find it hard to believe for some reason, and I don't know what's giving me that, why I feel so hard to believe, because Zeke has only given me evidence to support that he would be okay with Aaron dying and everyone dying over there. He's only given me evidence to support that he is willing to kill all of them. but something in me, I'm not just banking on the whole freaking, like, oh, family connection. Like, of course he's not going to want to kill his brother. But there was something in how he said what he said to Aaron and the contents of what he said, basically he's only ever put the blame on his father. Even in the room with all of the other commanders, he identifies the person that ruined everything for everyone as Grisha.
Yeah.
And
come back to rescue you. That's
yes,
what
come back to rescue you. Like,
yeah.
Does he really mean that, or is he hoping and banking on the fact that Aaron might have hatred toward Grisha too, and that maybe they can align themselves with Marley, or is he hoping to? Was he trying to mess with Aaron's head, and really he's like, yeah, I'm gonna bring you back with me, and then have my friend eat you?
Did Zeke know that Aaron was a Titan?
Before when?
Ever.
I think he could realize when he had this encounter with Aaron, because Aaron had the marks on his face.
Okay, that's what I was trying to remember.
But also, Reiner and Berthold would have told him.
Yeah.
So.
No, agreed. Okay, sorry. But so that goes into it though. I think that whatever Zeke's mindset is regarding Aaron, it is with the information that Aaron now probably has some of his father's memories because he obtained his father's Titan. Right? Mm-hmm. So I think Zeke is like, Aaron probably knows about what his dad did or thinks, and he just needs to be told it the right way so that he will see the obvious solution of joining my side and everything, and you can live encaged with us as a Marleyan sometimes.
I just feel like Zeke has been given such a platform in the writing of this show to at the point we least expect it, totally subvert what we're thinking is going to happen, what we think he's thinking and planning, and or they're leading me to believe that he could do that to totally just have him die in the end with this trying to do this mission.
Well, I think,
and or succeed in the mission.
I think you're completely right. I think you are setting up things that one potential outcome would be an Eldian having the powers of the founding Titan, and they don't necessarily have to take the ship back over to Marley. If Marley is presumably at the moment nothing without the Titan's powers, and they need years to redevelop the military, then without any of the Titan's powers, if Zeke stays over in Paradis, maybe brings over all the rest of the Titans that they had, maybe that was the secret there, they could be like, all right, we have all Titan's powers, fuck you, Marley, we'll do what we want.
A line Zeke has said that could fit exactly with what you're saying. He said, they aren't ready yet. Talking about the people within the walls.
Yeah.
Aren't ready yet for his plan to, hopefully they will stand with him to fight against Marley.
I like it.
They aren't ready to fight.
There'd need to be a hell.
They aren't strong enough yet.
There would need to be a hell of a flashback for Zeke to have either been told by Grisha to do this and turn his own parents in, or learn a very convincing perspective of the truth by somebody that we don't know that would have convinced him to think about things this way.
Well, we're never told or shown how Zeke felt upon finding out that meant death for his parents.
Yeah.
I highly doubt as a child he thought that his mom and dad were going to be killed by telling his grandparents this.
Do you think that Zeke knew Grisha wasn't dead? Until when? When do you think Zeke found out his dad wasn't dead?
So I was saying to myself in my head, Grisha really didn't change his name. Grisha Yeager. You know, he did not change his name. Did Zeke not know until he was, like, that? These are the questions. Did Zeke not know until he was sitting on a wall drinking coffee or weird smelling tea, as Armin put it, with Reiner and Berthold, and then they said the name? Is that the moment he found out? Did people question, where did Kruger go? Where did a Marleyan warrior was gone?
Maybe before Kruger got eaten, he used his Al credibility, to like send a message that Grisha was alive and was going to be there to Zeke.
Everyone else would have known that Grisha was the last. All the people that left and were like, okay, bye, you know? Oh, but then Kruger goes and like eats all of them. So why would Zeke have thought that his father was the one that did this? I don't think there would have been any evidence to support that other than knowing that his father was among the many people that were shipped to Paradis that day.
I'm trying to think what the first sign of evidence would be.
Kruger literally smashed all the boats and ate the people. You know?
Unless there was a message left. Let's play through it, right? Everything that we've seen on screen. Unless there was a message left, the first time that we know about of any contact, really, would be when the Colossal Titan attacked, right? And when that happened, Grisha wasn't even there.
Right.
So, unless it's some memory timey-wimey thing, or something that happened off screen, then like maybe a note happened off screen. I don't know.
I just would find it so hard to believe that Zeke would have this emotional, this is emotional stuff he would have learned.
Yeah.
So late in the game. That I have a half-brother within the walls that my father has also turned into a Titan, and he has the coordinate, the founding Titan. That would have been a lot for him to learn upon sitting on the walls with Reiner and Berthold.
Agreed.
And I strongly agree with you in terms of I feel like I need and strongly want some flashback or something, some more information from him, from Zeke. But, you know, it makes me think of what he said to Colt. My secrets are my secrets, basically, and you'll learn them when you eat me.
Yeah, it would also push if Grisha does have, or not Grisha, if Zeke does have some ulterior motive, of course it'd push him to do it in his last year left.
Push him to do it in his last
While
year
he's
left.
Still here.
But also him saying that about his secrets, and then Falco and Colt being brothers. Everything fits with the possibility of Colt getting Zeke's memories, realizing these secrets, and doing something with them with Falco's help, because Falco obviously is like team let's not kill people.
Yeah. I'm still, like, with everything we know, we got another Titan name. I'm still trying to figure out how one day Falco is going to be a Titan who flies around with a sword. Like, I'm over here trying to, like, do, like, a polymerization from Yu-Gi-Oh! Trying to find out, like, how you connect Titan powers so one can fly with a sword. Warhammer potentially has a weapon.
I know we were like, oh, obviously Falco is having he must be seeing something. And then, like, the other half of me is like,
Yeah,
he probably had a concussion.
And he's a kid.
And he's a kid. A kid with a concussion. I've had a concussion before. You've had a concussion before. We probably saw some things in the sky with swords, you know?
I don't know.
Instead of little birdies around our heads, we saw, like, little Titans with swords with wings.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Good episode, though.
I agree. That is everything I have written down and everything that I have thought with my brain.
Might be some stuff we think before next episode that we can talk about in the intro, but I don't know. At the moment, I am good. Are you?
Okay, just say your lasting impression. Your lasting impression of this episode. One thing. We might have talked about it, just say it. The first thing you think of in terms of this episode.
Just one word?
Statement, sentence, word, phrase.
Oh man, do you want to go first or am I going first?
You can go first. Well,
Thanks.
once I said it and put it out there, I got nervous.
Yeah, thank you. This is what you're doing to me. I thought you had something prepared. Okay. One lasting or final statement or question.
Something that is at the top of your mind in terms of this episode. Do you want me to go first?
Go first.
Okay. How is Falco going to be the one that ends up with the Armored Titan? Because I feel like that's where we're going, is that Gabby isn't actually going to be the one that gets it, and or Falco has to take it from her or something. Because I feel like they're leading us to believe that Falco is the one that gets the armor titan.
Okay.
That is my lasting question.
So you used your allotted space to think of like a realistic guess question. So I will do the same. What will it take for Levi and Peak to get married? Because that's going to happen. I think that P-Boy or Pick? There's obviously some unfinished business between those two because Levi was going to finish. She's the one that got away. Yes.
She's the one that got away.
Levi was about to finish when Peak came in and interrupted and ruined a whole lot of foreplay that Levi used his cutting skills for. Mm-hmm. And because of that, Levi's plaything was taken away by another person, and that person I feel like there's unfinished business with, and this person I thought I hated. I thought did.
Levi had no regrets. How could there be unfinished business if Levi has no regrets?
He used to have no regrets. Now he
has tons of regrets.
Now he has like loads of.
I mean, Erwin Armin, that's a big possible regret.
Attack on Titan OVA. A lot of regrets, you know. I do think that's gonna happen though, 100% fact. Levi's gonna marry P-Boy backpack bitch Pick. I feel so bad about calling Pick a backpack bitch. I was only calling them a backpack bitch because I was so adamant that it was some grotesque, ugly version. It was gonna, in my mind, it was the evil version of Flagel.
I didn't even believe it was a actual person. I thought it was just a Titan. That you were the
I thought it was a person.
You were the one that believed that there was a person in there, and I did not. But thank you for bringing up Levi. We forgot to talk about the fact that Beast Titan, not only is he scared of Andor threatened by Armin and Eren, two Titans, but the Ackermans. Yeah. The Ackermans!
Yeah. Anna's dad just got caught up with... I don't know what episode number it was, but it was the episode that ended.
Armin's untimely death.
Yes, 17? I think it was 17. Maybe 18. I think 17.
That was like the last thing he told us, though. He was like going through everything that he
saw but the point of me
Levi and the Beast Titan.
The point of me bringing this up is because we talked about how the backpack bitch was there. And I was like talking to him, and I have like all this information, you know, and I'm trying to be subtle about it. I'm like, I've seen the backpack bitch again. Yeah. The backpack bitch gets a tank on their back, whatever. Like, I was all high and mighty being like, yo, this backpack bitch is about to be revealed is some, like, evil version of Flagel. I hated him all along. Like, what a dumbass. And then this episode makes me realize I'm the dumbass. I am the dumbass. I'm the backpack bitch. I've been the backpack bitch this whole time.
Wow.
God damn it, Attack on Titan.
What a great way to end.
You good?
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.